Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Rob Motive JT. Hey, if you drive short distances, maybe a quick little daily commute, or maybe running around to stores, the Lowe's, the Home Depot, the grocery store, you might not be happy with a Jeep Gladiator. Now, I've got a couple other vehicles, so I can kind of split the time. My hyper miler at the moment is a Honda Civic. And what I'm talking about is fuel economy or gas mileage. And I know a lot of people out there are going to say, well, gee, if you're concerned about fuel economy, why did you buy a truck, a Jeep Gladiator? And I'd have to agree. But nonetheless, if you're like me, you tend to get what you want, right? If you see something out there and you fall in love with it, which I did, the Jeep Gladiator, then you pick one up and you kind of overlook or rationalize some of the other things about it, like fuel economy. Maybe you think, well, I see these guys posting things on the web talking about how horrible their fuel economy is. Maybe they just have a heavy foot. Maybe they're using the wrong kind of gas. I know what I'll do. I'll burn premium. Surely I'll get better gas mileage by burning premium. Might cost me a little bit more, at the onset, but I'll get more miles out of it. I'm here to tell you that's not true. Never burn premium if your vehicle doesn't call for it. There's no need. You're just throwing money in the trash every time you visit the pump, like I just did. So let's talk about what I'm getting in my Jeep Gladiator. I've had this long enough, over a year now, I believe. I've had Jeep Gladiators for the last 2 or 3 years, something like that, different versions. So I think I have enough seat time, maybe not so many miles. This one has 4,249 miles on it. And of course, it's a 2021. That's because I split the time with other vehicles. But let me say, the Jeep Gladiator is my go-to. It really is my daily commuter. Even though I have the Honda, which I'm not driving at all right now. I'll tell you why in just a minute. But anyway, what am I getting in this truck right now? We just left the gas station. You guys saw it. Let's arrow down. I'm looking at the computer. The screen is up. Average. Now, this is over the last however many tanks since I reset, which I never reset. So it's really the lifetime of the vehicle since I've had it anyway. 14.3 miles per gallon. Yeah, I'm not really a hyper miler, right? There are full-size trucks out there that get a lot better fuel economy than I'm getting. Current miles per gallon, after just filling up at the gas station. By the way, it's always the best after you do that, right? Particularly if you do a lot of coasting. You might see, 25, 30, 35 miles per gallon. Right now, I'm coasting, and it's up to 99 miles per gallon. Check this out. 99 miles per gallon. What the heck? I must have one of those experimental Jeep Gladiators that have a sail that goes up or something. It is a windy day here. Maybe that's what's pushing me from the rear. No. Now that my foot is back on the pedal, I'm currently at 19, same as I was before. Now 18. That's going to drop. And if I really get on the pedal, I just went down to 4 miles per gallon. Now I'm coasting, I'm back at 99. So you see, it just depends on somewhat how you drive. I mean, let's face it, the Jeep Gladiator is really only somewhat capable, right? I mean, it's only going to get what it gets no matter how you drive. Right now, after that floor stomping, I'm at 24 miles per gallon, but I am basically resting my foot on the gas pedal. That's it. So, you're probably not going to be happy if you get a Jeep Gladiator and expect that you're somehow going to get better fuel economy. Now, there are some things, of course, that can impact that. I mean, if you do most of your driving on the freeway and you're averaging somewhere between 55 to 65 miles per hour, then you're probably going to get the best fuel economy that you can get in the Jeep Gladiator. But who does that? I mean, who doesn't get out on the freeway and travel, 70, 75, 90? It just depends on where you drive, right? We took a Jeep Gladiator from South Texas to Colorado, and I did average about 24 to 26 miles per gallon. Now, it probably could have even been a little bit better, but there were areas out there in the remote nothingness where I was really getting on it, traveling 85 to 90, 95 miles an hour. Because frankly, after you put so many miles in, you just want to get where you're going. But normally, you're going to see somewhere, probably if you're a normal driver, somewhere between, I'd say 18 and 22 miles per gallon, which isn't horrible. Although, like I mentioned, there are other even full-size trucks out there that'll get better than what the Jeep Gladiator is getting. There are other things that offset that for me. As I mentioned, when I first saw the Jeep Gladiator, well, actually, if I'm being honest, when I first saw the Jeep Gladiator, I didn't like it. But after being exposed to it a little bit more, I did fall in love with it. Picked up one myself. This is my third. And it's only my third, really, due to opportunity and quirkiness. The first one I had, it had some quirkiness to it. Some kind of electrical gremlins, I don't know what. I would get check engine warnings, the auto stop would quit working, the radio did the old black screen, which I do believe is common with any Mopar radio. But nonetheless, I got out of that one because an opportunity came up to get my second one, which is almost identical. It's the white one that you may have seen on the channel. And then yet another opportunity presented itself. I was able to get into the Mojave, which is what we're in right now, and my mother has the white one. If you want to know the whole story, you have to watch the videos on the channel. Love this one. Gotta say, it sits up a little bit higher. It's got a little bit different design in the hood and stuff, and maybe that's why my fuel economy is not quite so great. I am going into the wind more and more of a block because of the raised hood. I do sit up higher in the air, so I'm not as low, I'm not as aerodynamic, if you want to talk about aerodynamics in a Jeep Gladiator. So it probably does get a little bit worse. It's tuned a little bit differently, I'm sure. It's really not that much quicker or anything, but it is designed as the Mojave to be a desert runner. You know, you're supposed to take it out there in the desert, fly at 90 mile an hour across all those divots and bumps. I don't know how anybody can do that. You'd be airborne just as much as you're touching the sand. But they always show those kind of pictures and stuff when they're trying to sell you one, because of course, we all want to be doing that if we can, right? Love the Jeep Gladiator. It doesn't make me unhappy. I'm perfectly happy with it. Just know going in that you're gonna get something that's not going to get great fuel economy. There are obviously better options out there if you're looking for something like that. However, I would recommend throwing caution to the wind and jumping into the Gladiator anyway, because you're going to love the truck. I do. Leave a comment. Let me know. First of all, what kind of fuel economy are you seeing? Real world, I'd be curious to know. And were you disappointed at all? Leave a comment. Let me know. Thanks for watching. Stay hypermiling out there. Bye.